You're listening to Productivity Monsters in the Morning. We are the energy volt your real estate business needs to get you up and out and excited and productive for the day. We go over trending topics and things that really matter in the market of the moment. Here are your hosts, Tiffany Hampton and Brooke Silva.
Good morning.
Good morning. Get it together. It's Friday.
I know.
It's a Monday.
Because it's the first week of the year and we survived.
We did. And it was a short week, and short weeks always end up being the longest weeks. And
I feel like we're jumping into support and help a lot more because people are getting comfortable with the new year.
yeah, and that's exciting. And it's funny. I was having this conversation with one of the team leaders yesterday. I was in South Boston. South Boston? Back Bay? I don't know what that's considered. Whatever. I was in Back Bay, near the Prudential Center. For any of you listening who don't know Boston, there's your landmark. And I was like, I love angry people. He was like, what? I was like, let me rephrase that. Anger means something is not working, but they're trying. And I love that. And give me angry people because I can help them through education and training and showing them how to do things. But when people are just meh, no emotion, it makes me so sad. Yesterday, I had a great training class and there were some heated moments, and we'll get into it when I talk about my tech stuff later, but it was just amazing to see how simple steps fixed most of the things that were going on.
Well, and that was a great segue into our affirmation, right? Because our affirmation today is I reflect and bring out the best in others. So when people are angry, it's almost like a game. How do you move? How do you move the anger?
And it's funny because I don't like angry people who are angry all the time. Like, okay, can we clarify that? Like, but when you have big emotions around something, that's when I get excited to work with you. I mean, please don't always be angry, everyone. If you're hearing that, I don't want you to come into every session screaming.
I think it's passion.
It's passion. And sometimes people don't know to put that word to it, but it's really exciting. And we started talking about this morning before this is because I had you dust off your daily Stoic.
I did.
And it's funny how this silly book shows up in my life every day. And I read this year round. I don't just pick it up. It might not be every day, but I do pick it up a lot. And today was about the where, the who, the what, and the why. And it was just the last line of this. I will put it in the show notes, the full question that is placed in here. But basically it said, what to make of people who seek or avoid the praise of those who have no knowledge of where or who they are. So I'll say it one more time. So what to make of people who seek or avoid the praise of those who have no knowledge of where or who they are. And we've been talking about surrounding yourself with those in your tribe who reflect the same goals, maybe not the exact same goals, but are motivated and are going to be part of your tribe to get you there. And it's, so many of our agents stay in the same group of people, even when some of those people aren't moving forward. Why do you think they do that? And why do you think they seek the praise of those who are not successful?
I mean, there's all kinds of change is really hard, right? So some people stay the same because change is harder. I will personally, if I think things are not the way they should be, I will stay in there and fight for it to be the way I perceive it to be the right way. And my way is the right way, and that other person's is the right way, right? However, our right ways may not be the same. So that just means find another tribe.
Find another tribe or move people around in your tribe. I think these are the words I could never put to why people moved in and out of my tribe. They're still my friends. But they don't understand my drive. They don't understand my need to do certain things that propel me forward every day. And I started, and in a previous marriage, the same thing, like this person is not motivated to do anything. Why am I so worried about what this person thinks when it doesn't matter, because they haven't gone before me, they haven't walked in my shoes, and they're not helping.
Right. I mean, people laugh at how we interact with one another. I mean, like, and they say it out loud to us, like, do you guys really like each other?
Oh my God, we love each other.
It's like, and because we're different humans
Mm-hmm.
with a similar goal.
Truth.
Right. And that's what it comes down to. Like, we don't have to be like kind. We just have to have similar goals. And honestly, I don't want to be in a relationship with people like me, because I can't even stand myself sometimes.
I can't, could you imagine two of me in one room?
I'd have to run away.
Well, get ready, because we have somebody visiting from the South next week in the region who is me. So it's going to be wonderful. But it's true. Like, when I was hiring before I came to Keller Williams, and I had support staff around me, right? I had an admin. She was more of an executive assistant. She was fantastic, but she needed to be the polar opposite of me to keep me successful every day. Yep. And keep us moving forward. Her brain was not creative. She didn't have eyes for color. She didn't enjoy the design piece. So sometimes when I was opening these hearing aid centers and designing for them, she was like, I'm writing it down. I don't understand it. I know you have a vision, but I just don't get it. And I'm like, it'll come together, I promise you. And it always did. But she had to be my exact opposite. And I learned that through different, like, I don't know what they would have called it before, but through like a career visioning type of thing.
Yeah. Well, and that's where there's two parts of that, right? Number one is you have to trust. Trust is a huge piece of it. And the minute you lose that trust, that's the beginning of the end.
It is.
And then the other part of it is what the career visioning, right? And there's different names for it for different communities. However, they tell you you don't want another you. How are you going to move forward? And I don't mean you. I mean
no, but right, there's all these players on the team. Like, not everybody on a football team's a quarterback.
Right.
And I was the quarterback in my previous career, and I needed those people around me to help me get the ball down the field. And it was so important. Ego was the enemy in everything we did in that world. And when people came into that world who had ego, or who didn't have the vision or couldn't see the vision, they quickly moved themselves out of that world. Same thing here. It's amazing how excuse me, people come here and they quickly figure out culturally how they fit. And I'm not like, it's not culture, like, race and all that. I'm talking like, who are your people? Who are your tribes? And like, when you took Ignite back in the day, in the group of people, it's so fun to see that those people from 10 years ago are still best friends in this industry. Oh, yeah. Show me a sales or a high competitive industry where the people you started with that you're competing against are still your friends. One of them has one of the other agents is a godparent for their kids. Like, come on, that in a competitive world, where do you hear about that?
Right. Well, it's cooperation, right? You're competitive and you cooperate. It's a community. Like, and I think that's the biggest thing about a well-run market center, is when you have a company that runs that way, where you are a community, and yeah, you might go on a listing appointment against one another, but at the end of the day, that seller or buyer is gonna go, but that relationship with your co-broke or your person in your market center stays forever.
I love the relationships I've built at KW. I was always very weary of making friends at work. Like, had great relationships out on a Friday night, like after Friday, have a beverage and then an appetizer and head home. Company parties were great, but these were not people I'd vacation with. These were not people I would have over to my house. And KW broke me. Right? Like Kate, and let me tell you, it's not that I wasn't friends with people. I've stayed friends with people from the IT company, from the hearing aid company, but the people in this world, like I vacation with, like I'll go on girls' weekends, or like our area director, I go to her house to hang out, like because I love her and her family so much, and my daughter loves her daughter, and like those are people I want to be around and have in my worlds, and go out to dinners or lunches, and it's more than business. And those people in my world, though, have either gone before me in something I want to do, or they know who they are and where they are in the universe. You don't have to be there already, but it's so refreshing to be around so many people with vision and the desire to make that vision come to life. And I love every day of that.
Well, and I've told you this story. I don't know if I've ever told a story on one of these before, but like 15 years ago, there's an agent at KW that I'm great friends with right now. But 15 years ago, we would go to a networking event and she would literally walk around the restaurant so that she did not have to engage with me, because there was a distance.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't about the relationship. I was like, let's get the deal done. Let's get the deal done. And then I moved over to KW in 2013, and like game changer, because it's about relationships and culture and sharing. And I was like, what is this all about? My first 14 years in the business, that was not what the business was about. And then I come over here, and this is 10 years with KW this year. And it's like, wow.
It feels good. It feels good it's fun to get those. Some are automated, some are not. But when you get on somebody's radar and you get real text messages that say Happy New Year, Happy Birthday, I saw that picture of your daughter, she's adorable. Like, there's your tribe. You just didn't realize they were there. All right. So what do you want them to do? What do you want them to do with all this?
I think you need to take some time to figure out who you are. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? Who are the people that you truly care about? Ask yourself some great questions, right? Who am I?
Right.
What do I desire to be?
And there are so many good books out there. How many times did I tell you I bought this book? And we've talked about it here before. 18 times. I've given just that it recognized on Amazon. I'm sure I've bought it at Barnes and Noble and everything, but we're linking the 90-day gratitude journal in our notes again with the Daily Stoic that Tiffany and I have been reading. But why I like this book, the 90-day, it's easy. It doesn't ask you philosophical questions where you have to sit there and journal for 3 hours and and it makes you cry. No, it's building a legacy journal for your family or whoever you want to give it to. It's wonderful questions, but these like will help you narrow in on who you are, and who you are is ever evolving. So it's always fun to see like my journal from last February versus this February. Like I thumb through the same dates, like, and try to see what I said. And it's so fun. So my tech action for you guys is kind of techie, kind of not. It's more educator based. It's learn and do, try, but seek out answers. So yesterday I had a gentleman who was so frustrated with something he was trying to do. And the software sucks. Turns out it was one small piece that he just didn't set in his profile, in his settings. Like it was just the smallest thing. But for 2 weeks, he tried to do something. Like I give something 5-10 minutes. And if I can't do it, I look for something online, or I go to the people who can support me and answer questions. And when I've showed them what I've tried, and we've got a lot of excitement around our products, around our technology and what we're doing here. But I'm going to ask that you get some education under your belt, because just to help with your frustration, the smallest, tiniest things can make such a big difference. And it turned out his license wasn't in his profile. Like that was it. And legally you have to provide your license. So that's it. It was the smallest thing. So to help you with your sanity, get some training. Reach out to me if you need assistance finding the training. If you're not in our area and you don't know where to go, we've got people all over the United States that do what we do, and we can connect you with them.
Yeah. I really feel like try it 3 times, do a little bit of research, and then ask for support.
Absolutely. There's so much available to our agents at KW, answers.kw.com, all these great places, your market center, those who have done it before you, your market center tech trainers, just give it a try. But 2 weeks of trying, mm-mm.
Yeah, as we're doing this video, I just got a text message and it was somebody who said, hey, I have an agent that needs our help. They tried 3 different times. They're struggling. Like, yes, that's how you teach people.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
All right. So go out there, figure out who you are right now.
Yep.
You know how to move through the universe right now. Get some training under your belt on how to use the tools that are provided to you so you can move forward towards your goals.
All right, my friend. I will see you on Monday.
I will see you on Monday. Have a good day.
Bye.